Hello beer tubers and happy 21st of December. Peter the Master of Hoppets here looking at the 21st beer from Suburbia and Hoppets Brewery Christmas calendar. Yesterday's beer was an interesting beer. Not super sour, but I guess you could almost call it introductory sour, but not really because it was so smoky. But let's check out what's behind door number 21 and see if it's going to be as hard to get out as the one from yesterday. Actually, interestingly enough, the box gets more difficult and difficult to open because of all the doors being open on the sides and whatnot. But it says here this is 8 to 10 degrees, plat, so some kind of dish, some patatas douce, whatever that is. But this is the 21st of December beer, which is from Thornbridge. I haven't drunk a beer from these guys in ages. This is the Thornbridge Extra Special Bitter Ryebuck on 7.4%. That's quite strong for an ESB. It's so funny, but prior to shooting this, I sometimes do this where I get into some kind of subject and I'll just read up on shit about it online. And I was reading up on old British breweries, like Wikipedia and stuff about Wells and Youngs and George Gale and some of these old breweries. And I found out that George Gale, now owned by Fuller's, even though they don't really produce their beer anymore, came together with Marble to produce Price Old Ale again, but barrel aged editions. That's like a historic beer for me because that was one of the first British beers I had that kind of like was next level back in the day. So I hope I could get to try that. I haven't seen it anywhere here, but that would be really fun to try. It's been a while since I had an ESB, but it said inspired by the Peak District. It doesn't say much about beer here, but it says Thornbridge brews a wide range of beer styles whilst consistently ensuring a high standard of quality. They are now the UK's most awarded craft brewer. Ryebuck is a smooth, powerful ESB that pours a deep copper color and exudes a toasty fruit flavor. And then brewed in collaboration with Suburbia. Okay, there we go. So special thing about it is that it's made with rye, so that's why it's called Ryebuck. So a rye ESB, a rye extra special bitter. It's been out so long. Like Thornbridge was also a brewery I used to drink loads of beer from back in the day as well. I drank so much of Kipling and Jaipur and stuff like that on tap. They kind of like, they didn't go all out crazy craft beer, but it was like traditional British with a bit of modern stuff. And they also had like a nice Imperial Stout. And I've actually reviewed a good amount of their stuff you can check out on the channel. But hey, let's get Ryebuck cracked and poured. So I'm back with the Ryebuck by Thornbridge poured in the glass. And that looks, well, like what you'd expect if you hear British ESB. Actually, they call it Imperial ESB, but it's a nice golden yellow color, slightly orange tinge to it, maybe more copper on camera. Very soft, lower carbonation, which is very common in the more old school British beers, or English for that matter, because this is an English brewery. And it's got a fairly nice kind of off-white eggshell colored head that really easily generates when you swirl it around the glass as well. Well, it looks nice. Let's check out the aroma on the Thornbridge Ryebuck and go down memory lane. I haven't had an ESB in years. Toasted bread, marmalade, orange marmalade on toasted rye bread. Yeah, orange marmalade on toasted rye bread for sure. Those fruity esters from the yeast are just like orange marmalade galore. Yeah, a bit of a grassy, hoppy bite, lemon, zesty, like that hedgerow, almost like nettles. Like so, it smells very traditional, but it smells like it's a bit more amplified, and it almost smells like a bit more citrus forward than a lot of more completely old school ESBs. Smells pretty nice, actually. Let's give it a taste, guys. Cheers. Ha. Classic British flavors. The stuff I really was into many years ago when I was getting into beer. But this is actually quite a nice ESB. I haven't had an ESB also of this strength. I've been a long time in general ESB, but it brings back memory. Actually, before I discovered IPAs, my go-to style of beer was ESB because it was I liked that kind of bitter twang and it was quite fruity and whatnot. And then I discovered IPAs, but first the British ones, and then I discovered American Pale Ale, and then through that the American IPA. But Yeah, wow. It's funny though, I think a lot of people just know of IPA and all this nowadays. Like, it's not, I think it's different for everyone with stumbling into styles and all these things when they get into beer. But I think because they're so bombarded with these things from bigger breweries as well, making macro stuff that are supposed to be craft or crafty or whatever nowadays, I don't think people just kind of stumble into the styles as you do like 10 years ago when I was starting getting into craft beer. Back in, what, 2005 and 6? Or 2006 it must have been. That's more than 10 years ago. But whatever. Yeah, I don't think it's completely the same anymore because I remember back then I never heard of British beer. It just completely blew my mind. But I think, yeah, it's also just like with metal, you know, there's so many people who love it and enjoy it, but there's so many people who don't know idea that this exists. But this is taking me back memory lane for sure. It's like a classic British ESB, but just with a bit more flavor. And it's super drinkable, super sessionable. But totally marmalade on rye flavors, like spicy rye bread type flavors with orange marmalade. And loads of it. Medium mouthfeel, dry, bitter, aftertaste, toffee, bit of caramel. Tastes pretty much like a classic ESB, but with everything a bit more amplified without being crazy. Not a mind-blowing beer, but actually a quite nice ESB. And it's fun to go back memory lane and try something like this again. I'm actually going to go 88 on this one. This is actually not half bad at all. I wouldn't mind drinking this again, having a bottle, cracking it, or going to my local, you know, English pub, The Wharf, and having this on cask maybe. I should see. They regularly get this stuff, you know, Thornbridge. I should go see if they have this sometime. It's rare. I haven't been there in years either, but. If you guys had a chance to try the Thornbridge Ryebuck, either on your own or in the Christmas calendar from Severe Beer, guys, let me know what you thought of it. I know this was one of the beers that was mixed up for somebody. I'm not sure if it's supposed to be the 21st or another date, but I got it on the 21st. So yeah, enjoyable stuff, guys. Let me know what you thought of this one if you had a chance to try it. And as always, remember to comment, subscribe, share out the Facebook fan page and Twitter and Instagram, and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. And I want to say cheers. See you guys tomorrow for another beer in Severe Beer and Hoppets Beer Christmas calendar.